Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tarot Tuesday. It's been a long time since I worked with my cards. Before I start, let's light a candle. I do like to, well, I always light a candle when I come into my creative space. Whether I'm going to be making something or, doing a reading or just meditating. Candle's always going in here. So I'm going to put that right there. And then I thought it would be fun before we get into our very loose lesson. I thought I'd pull a card here from the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. I pulled out all of my Oracle decks last night to see what was resonating with me. And yeah, I have a few I'm gonna gift away because I'm not feeling them. This deck is it's as big as my hands can handle. And so a bunch of them that I'm gifting are bigger and thicker, and they don't move right in my hands, and I don't like the feel of them. And that's important for me when I'm working with Oracle cards, tarot. Okay, so just getting back into it and just seeing what these cards have to say before I start my lesson. There we go. Self-care. Couldn't have picked it better myself. So we have a woman here. She's looks like she's dressed in, old time clothes. She does have like Christmas lights kind of all sprawling around. I can't tell. It looks like she's probably laying down, with her head spread out, or hair spread out. She has a little book. I don't know if that's something she's been writing in or reading. Sorry if this is, hopefully this isn't glaring too badly. So this card says, if not me, then who? To tend to a wholeness, the parts in which surrender thy pulse for a heart that's nearer than any other. Interesting. So let's look at the book. So the keywords are balance and priorities. Taking time for self-care is about more than baths, candles, and cups of tea, which is just about all I've been doing lately. Taking baths, lighting candles, and drinking calming tea. There are many ways to embrace self-care. You may need to nurture your social self-care by spending more time with family and loved ones. You may need to engage in more creative self-care by allowing yourself to make a mess and opening yourself up to creative expression. You may need to nourish your career self-care by taking a class or cleaning out old files. The most important thing about self-care is maintaining a balance across all areas of your life. Examine the areas of your life that have been neglected by exploring other cards in your reading or pulling additional cards for clarity. What have you ignored in favor of something else? And what can you do today to pay more attention to this area? Do not take these things for granted. You never know when it will be the last time you'll get a chance to spend with someone. You may need some things. You may think some things are here forever, only to find that these situations, people, connections, and opportunities have slipped by in your neglect. Not only that, but by not tending to all areas of your life, you may find that you have felt incomplete. There isn't any one part of life that can create complete happiness on its own. Okay, so this is an interesting card for me. I, as most of you know, my mom passed away a little over a month ago, and I have been trying very hard to practice self-care. I have done a few creative things. I have, taken some salt baths and things like that. I have let a bunch of, since October, I haven't done any of my cards. I actually couldn't find my little notebook that I've been writing things down about the cards as I've been learning them. It just, there was a mess in my room, and when my son was coming up, when my mom went into hospice and my son was coming to stay with us for a little bit, I just grabbed everything, threw it into boxes, and threw it into every nook and cranny in my closet in my art room. So everything's pretty much a mess right now. And the places that are messy, that have been irritating me the past couple weeks, I have been working on cleaning. So my closet, my master bedroom closet where my clothes are, and we have a whole bunch of stuff stored in there because it's a huge closet. And I've been taking little bits of time. So in the closet, there were a bunch of clothes on the floor, kind of piled up. When my daughter moved in, I gave her part of the closet, and then where my clothes were, I couldn't reach it. So then instead of hanging my clothes up, I was laying them out on the floor, and so anyway, I switched where I was hanging my clothes, and I got that. So basically what I'm trying to say, and it's taking a very long time, is any place in my living space where I'm at every day, if it's bugging me and irritating me, I've been fixing it. So like the clothes in the closet, that really didn't take me that long. Yes, there is more stuff in there I need to organize, but I'm taking it kind of slow, one step at a time. So I like getting this self-care card. There's a lot of a little bit of what it said at the end is kind of, I'm not ready for that self-care yet. I am being very gentle, with myself. And just going from there. So let's switch gears. And I'm going to put this card up right here and get into our tarot lesson, so to speak. So we've really only made it through the first couple of cards. Hopefully these are still in order. So yeah, I've done the Fool, the Magician, and what is the other one? I forgot already. The High Priestess. So we left off. We have not done the Empress or the Emperor. So we're going to do those two today. And then we've also been working on the Cups. So we did 3 and 4. So today we'll do 5 and 6. And go from there. Okay, so as I'm looking at the Empress card. Hopefully that's not too much glare. So I've been trying to like look really good at the card and study it before I look in the book, to pay more attention to the card and draw meanings from what I see in the card. So I see a woman. She's sitting like in a comfy chair with a nice pillow. It looks like she's sitting outside, so that's kind of nice in nature. I see some taller trees, shorter trees. This looks like it could be some wheat. So this card could have some, like something, to do with nature. There's a stream running through. I can see here on this chair, on the ground next to it is a heart shape with the female symbol. What's the planet? Venus symbol. So it looks like she could possibly be pregnant. So it could be a words are not coming to me today. So yeah, I don't know the word I'm trying to think of, so I'll keep talking. So she has some kind of like headband, crown with stars, so that could be something celestial. Reproduction, creativity maybe. Yeah, so let's see what the book says. And I'm still using the Beginner's Guide to Card Meanings, Spreads, and Intuitive Exercises with the Guided Tarot. So let's look at number 3. Okay. So this says upright meanings, receiving love, creativity. 3 is creativity, growth, expansion. Yeah, astrology, Venus, love, beauty, money, creativity. Okay. So the Empress embodies the essence of divine feminine energy through her connection to nature and her willingness to let her body be a sacred vessel. She creates a life filled with love. So yeah, she sits on plush pillows in a lush forest while a river flows towards her, suggesting a connection to nature. Yeah, the heart symbol, the heart with the symbol of Venus is proudly displayed, indicating she is open to love and beauty in all forms. Oh, her flowing, so those are pomegranate. Print gown symbolizes passion, fertility, and the ability to create. On her head is a crown of stars representing the 12 zodiac signs. Yeah. Okay, so in a general reading, the Empress emanates a powerful energy of receiving rather than taking action. You can allow what is being birthed in your life to take its time without rushing or forcing it. The Empress is relaxed, trusting, and her passion and creativity produces a powerful magnetism that attracts everything she desires. That's cool. So then, personal and spiritual, remember to practice self-love and engage in more creative activities. By tapping into the energy of Venus through creativity, romance, self-love, and spending time in nature, you can bring divine love into your spiritual practice. Go outside and find ways to connect with the outside world or natural world. Okay, cool. Well, that's nice. Okay, so then the next one we have is the Emperor. And then let's look at his, what symbols we see here. So he looks it's a very masculine card. He looks, the Emperor, the king, he's wearing a crown. He's sitting in a very, large throne-like chair. I can see these little symbols. Is that like a goat or a ram or something? So he's wearing these red robes, but he also has, he's like, knight in shining armor. Like he's wearing battle armor, I guess you could say. And then, this orange, this could be sunrise, sunset. Not sure what these are on either side. Oh, there's a little bit of, not sure what that is. So to me, when I see this card, it's very strong, masculine, authority. He has this scepter, I guess it is, in one hand. It looks like he's holding something yellow there. I'm not sure what that is. A bauble? Don't know. Okay, so let's look up this card. The Emperor. Okay, so it says upright meanings, inspired action, personal power, stability, the numerology 4, stability, structure, astrology, Aries, the ram, Aries, okay, individuality, personal power. He sits on his heavy throne clad in armor beneath his robes. He is grounded yet ready for action at all times. He embodies the divine masculine counterpart and an action-oriented energy. So where the Empress was more receiving, creating, inward type things, he is more action-oriented. And so the ram symbolizing stability and connection to the sign of Aries. Oh, the landscape behind him is barren except for a stream of water. That must be what that is. Okay. So that the water flowing represents emotion and intuition, which lead him to take inspired action when necessary. He wears a crown and holds an orb and a scepter representing his authority, power, and beneath his robe is armor that suggests he's ready to jump into battle at any moment. General, the connection to divine masculine energy, the Emperor card is what leads you to take action from a place of power rather than reacting from a place of fear. This requires having a healthy relationship with your masculine energy and taking up space. I need to work on that. Connect your inner authority, acknowledging ambition, drive, and power in a way that serves the greater good, not just yourself. If you've been waiting for a sign to take inspired action on your goals, this is it. It's time to speak up or step fully into a leadership role, being more aggressive in issues related to your career. Well, I'm retired, so I don't necessarily have a career, but I can see where I could use this in other areas of my life. Okay, cool. So that's fascinating. And then cups. Oh, this cup looks awful. Or this card. 5 of Cups. This person is wearing black, hunched over. They look sad. Some cups have spilled, they're knocked over. Things are spilled out. Whatever was in them is lost. There is, appears to be like a river, and the person's on the other side, of where the castle or the town or whatever this represents. Maybe he's wondering how he got where he is. There's a bridge. There are 2 cups that have not spilled over, so maybe that's some hope. Yeah, interesting. I'm going to go ahead and look at this one too. And we can do them at the same time in the book. Okay, so this is very different from this card. So this looks like, maybe a child and father, brother. I'm not sure. But this definitely looks like a much smaller person than this one. And they're like in the town, like maybe in a town square. There are 6 cups that are filled with white flowers. So white is like purity. So maybe these are younger people, innocent. There's a house. It looks like there's some kind of, I don't know if that's necessarily a battlement, but it's, yeah, a taller building. There's like someone walking, maybe a guard or something. Yeah, this card just looks more hopeful and a little more, a lot more upbeat than this card. So let's go. And and cups are emotions. So let's see what the 5 of Cups has to say. Yeah, so grief, sadness, 5 in numerology is challenge, struggle. Focusing on what has spilled will only take you so far. Move through melancholy to find your way to acceptance. Yeah, figure stands in a black robe, indicative of mourning. His head has been in sorrow. There are 3 spilled cups that suggest loss, heartbreak, sadness. There is a river that separates him from the buildings. And trees, representing physical isolation and distance. Interesting. Behind the figure are 2 upright cups, as well as a bridge. If he could only turn around, he would see that all is not lost. Not only are there still cups standing, there is another way for him to get back to civilization. The journey may take a while, but he will get there. So the 5 of Cups asks you to acknowledge your feelings of sadness and disappointment. Go ahead and cry it out. The grieving process takes time. I've been working with an energy healer, and she was, in one of our sessions, she said that grief is the most patient emotion we have, the most patient energy. It will wait as long as it'll stay around as long as you need it. Feel it. If you don't acknowledge it and feel it and try to push it down, it will manifest itself in 6 months, a year, 10 years. You just never know. So the 2 standing cups will be full again as you make your way out of darkness and rediscover joy, connection, and satisfaction. There is always a way out. The personal, spiritual, the grieving process is necessary for you to move into your next emotional phase of life. Isolation, sadness, and depression should be acknowledged and treated with compassion. Have patience with yourself. Yeah, that's where I am right now, for sure, in my grief process, and I am being patient with myself. And I do feel bad when a week goes by and I don't show up on video, but I don't feel bad enough to make myself do it. I'm kind of learning to revel in my feelings and try to understand, or just try to listen to what my body needs, my mind. So that's what I've been doing. So that's a very interesting card. Okay, so 6 of Cups, harmony, memories. Numerology is number 6, harmony and reciprocity. Reciprocity. Yeah, that's easy for me to say, isn't it? After a period of grief or hardship, you've crossed the bridge into harmonious energy of the Six of Cups. A young boy and girl dressed up like storybook characters. Didn't catch on to that. Appear to be playing in the main square of a sunny yellow town. The boy hands a cup with a white flower to the little girl. The two are surrounded by white flower-filled cups, symbolic of innocence. The children, their silly costumes, and the mood of playful innocence all invoked childhood memories and a desire to spend time where you grew up. Yeah, no, I do not have that feeling ever. There is a figure in the background carrying a spear who seems to protect the children while they play. They are safe from free and worry. So it asks you to remember when you felt safe, carefree, and playful. Spend time with children if you have them, or reconnecting to your own inner child are great ways to connect to this card's power. Alternatively, find ways to spend time with old friends or people who feel like family, tapping into the joy you felt as a child. That's really interesting because we just had a game night with our friends this past weekend, and we played Harry Potter Uno, and their daughter's 10, and we all played, and it was so fun, and we laughed, and yeah, it was just very much like that, tapping into the joy you felt as a child. And so then personal, spiritual, spending time with your children and connecting to your own inner child will refresh you. Playful creativity, the acts of giving and receiving loving support will bring great harmony to your life. Consider spending time with old friends or friends who feel like family. And that's definitely our friends that came over on Saturday. So yeah, good times. Okay, so we've made it through 4 more cards in our long, our journey, my journey into learning the tarot, and you're just kind of coming along for the ride. Yeah, I appreciate you being here and watching and listening. If you watched the whole thing, I know this is kind of a long one. I rambled on. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, and I hope that you all have a great day, and I will be back soon. Bye.